two major systems used in gymnastics tumbling is the ATP, PC and anaerobic lactic acid system. The source of fuel in the ATP, PC system is creatine phosphate, involving explosive bursts and releases of energy during a tumble pass that use the anaerobic lactic energy system. This system quickly produces rapid surges of power to perform skills. A gymnast starts to sprint before lunging into a power tumbling pass or flipping in the air before landing. When ATP is used, it breaks down into ADP. ADP then combines with phosphocreatine to make more ATP, only for a short time, around 5 to 20 seconds. This system is rapid but limited, which benefits a quick tumbling pass. The cause of fatigue in this system is the depletion of PC, and there are no byproducts produced. It takes about 25 to 30 seconds to regain half of the phosphocreatine stores and about 2 to 5 minutes to restore 100%.
Gymnasts also use the anaerobic lactic acid system after the ATP PC is used up. In endurance training, conditioning by gymnasts aims to produce maximal performance, requiring the use of the body's anaerobic lactic acid system. The source of fuel in this system is glycogen or glucose. The efficiency of ATP production in this system is rapid but limited, specifically optimal for different conditioning exercises, with short intensities and breaks in between. When phosphocreatine stores are depleted, lactic acid comes from the breakdown of the glucose released from the muscles. One of the outcomes of this breakdown is that the positive hydrogen ions are expelled, which accumulates in the muscles and cause it to fatigue. This energy system operates from 30 to 60 seconds and takes about 15 to 30 minutes till the gymnast is fully 100% recovered. The cause of fatigue is lactic acid that builds up in the muscles, or also being a byproduct produced. Anaerobic interval training involves intervals of short duration at high intensities to target both the ATP, PC and lactic acid systems that mimic the energy systems used in gymnastics tumbling.
An exercise used by gymnasts is by practicing sprinting for no longer than 10 to 20 seconds, with a rest period between sprints long enough for energy stores of ATP and CP to regenerate. This rest period is usually 3 to 10 minutes. This type of training aims to increase anaerobic capacity to push lactic and lactic thresholds in order to increase overall performance during a tumbling pass without premature fatigue. Light aerobic activity such as jogging or walking can also help to reduce the effect of lactic acid that is produced during glycolysis. Gymnasts need to develop this system to increase the anaerobic threshold so they can prolong their performance without the effect of lactic acid on the body. The use of this type of training increases the body's ability to perform in the absence of oxygen and longer lasting bursts.
Aerobic circuit training not only aims to improve aerobic capacity, yet also helps increase muscular endurance, flexibility and strength. It encompasses all aspects required by a gymnast in order to perform complex skills. The utilisation of different stations and circuits enable a tumbler or a gymnast to perform different exercises for set periods of time that each target different areas of the body. Common circuit exercises include push-ups, sit-ups, chin-ups on bars, plank and skipping, all that target different major areas of a gymnast's bodies such as abs and upper body strength. Static stretching is the most common form of flexibility training for a gymnast, which aims to slowly increase muscles and of range of under tension. These stretches are generally held for 10 to 30 seconds. Common static stretches include touching toes, splits, and straddle stretch, as well as many more. Ballistic flexibility training involves repeated fast and powerful movements that push the limb beyond its normal range of motion to minimise risk of injury in an explosive movement in tumbling. Flexibility training for a gymnast is required in order to increase range of motion in the body to perform tumbling skills that depend on this, such as a back handspring. The shoulders are rapidly swung backwards from a lunge into an inverted position. The hands then quickly push against the floor to push the body back up to an upright position. Specific ballistic flexibility training to increase range of motion in the shoulders include shoulder swings and circles both forwards and backwards, and touching the toes and flicking the arms up, stretching both the shoulders and the back. Strength training is another important aspect that aims to increase the performance in tumbling and gymnastics. Free and fixed weights give more variety of strength training that targets different areas of the body, majorly the upper body and arm strength for gymnasts. Exercises may involve lifting free weights at a lower weight and higher reps. Despite this, many common strength training in gymnastics are able to be achieved without any weights, resistance bands or machine. A dish hold or a hollow body hold is a fundamental position in all aspects of gymnastics, especially the tumbling. This hold allows the body to properly transfer force from the upper to lower body without any energy leaks. The strengthening position mainly targets the abdominal muscles which stabilise the body when holding the dish. The more stable you are in this position, the more power and strength you have when tumbling, sprinting, jumping and pulling. An arch body hold is also another common fundamental strengthening hold in gymnastics, opposite of a dish hold, majorly targeting the back muscles of the body and loosening any tightness in the front. Progressive overload is when an athlete undertakes a training load exceeding what the body is normally accustomed to. In gymnastics and tumbling, increased weights or reps in weight strength training is an example of this. Specificity is the principle that involves training specifically replicating actual performance and movements of a tumbler. An example of this is short and explosive sprints, as tumblers must sprint into their tumbling passes and power leaps in order to target the areas and muscles used when lunging into the first round-off. Maintaining a variety of new skills, new tumbling passes and different conditioning exercises is also an important principle of training. Some different conditioning exercises may involve a standing pike stretch and an elevated bridge. Warming up is a crucial principle for a gymnast, as it aims to reduce risk of injury and increase body temperature to promote faster and powerful body movements. It includes flexibility exercises and related preschool exercises. Cooling down after training or performance is just as important, as it aims to minimise muscle stiffness and soreness. It includes stretching and low-intensity aerobic work, such as jogging to cool down after training. The most common and easiest way to record physiological adaptations is your heart rate. Heart rate is the number of contractions by the heart in 1 minute. The heart becomes stronger and pushes out more blood per contraction in a trained athlete, therefore decreasing resting heart rate due to improved efficiency of the cardiorespiratory system. My resting heart rate sits around 60 beats per minute and raises to about 80 beats per minute after a tumbling pass. From my resting heart rate, it also raised to 110 beats per minute after intense conditioning. Stroke volume, cardiac output, oxygen uptake, lung capacity, hemoglobin levels, muscle hypertrophy, and effect on fast and slow twitch muscle fibers are all of the other physiological adaptations that can be measured and used to track progress in a trained athlete, however require more advanced technology to measure. Psychology affects the performance of a gymnast in major ways that could make or break a performance. Positive motivation comes as a reward for good performance. This may be the good feeling that comes with achieving a personal best or landing a new tumbling pass that you have recently learned. Negative motivation involves a punishment for poor performance. An example of this is a gymnast who cannot seem to land a new tumbling pass and beats themselves up for poor performance, or when a coach makes you do extra conditioning if performance isn't good enough. In deeper terms, intrinsic motivation that comes from an athlete themselves. Extrinsic comes from an external source, such as when the coach sets extra conditioning if performance isn't good enough. Trait anxiety refers to anxiety as a characteristic of a person. A naturally anxious or nervous person may become extremely anxious before performing a new tumbling pass. State anxiety refers to anxiety that arises in a particular situation, such as a gymnast performing a new skill in front of teammates, coaches, or parents. Sources of stress of a gymnast may come from athletes' past experiences in which they have either injured themselves in a previous tumbling pass that they are attempting to successfully land again. Concentration and attention focusing skills refers to gymnasts focusing on doing rather than how to do. These skills can be improved by blocking out all distractions and using positive self-talk, as well as focusing on the completed skill with correct technique leading to better skill execution right before a tumbling pass. Visualization for a gymnast involves picturing a movement or skill in their mind before performing. Goal setting aims to help improve gymnast motivation to measure progress and performance, as well as setting both short-term and long-term goals. For an example, an athlete may set a goal for the year to try and achieve a standing back tuck and try their hardest to work towards their goal. Hydration is essential for a gymnast at all times, in which they require fluids to replenish any lost fluid throughout performance and to avoid dehydration. A training diet for a young tumbling gymnast includes lean protein for muscle repair and recovery, carbohydrates for fuel, fruit and veg for vitamins and minerals, as well as healthy fats. Low body fat levels are also advantageous in gymnastics for agility, dynamic, power and technique, in which gymnasts try to avoid the unhealthy high in fats and sugar foods. Pre-performance diet
usually involves food that are easy to digest and avoid upset movements in the stomach from constant flipping rotations and fast movements. A light meal or snack around 2 hours before a competition will help top up energy stores before performance. Food should be carbohydrate rich and low in fat and fibre.
These include foods such as fresh fruit, yogurt, breakfast cereal with milk, a small serve of pasta or rice, or sandwich with light fillings.
During performance, the amount of meals can vary depending on how long a competition is. In this circumstance, extra food in between routines is essential for sustaining energy levels and concentration throughout the day.
Healthy snacks optimal for this is yogurt, light sandwiches, a muesli bar and fruit to maintain energy and levels and mental stamina.
The post-performance diet has 3 aims. 1. To refuel muscle glycogen through carbohydrate stores. 2. To repair muscle for function and development. And 3. Rehydrate the fluids lost through sweat.
The ideal foods that cover these 3 aims are yogurt, cheese and crackers, beef and veggie stir fry with rice, or noodles, chicken, or a salad wrap. In my personal training as a regular gymnast and tumbler, the only supplements I would take once in a while is pre-workout C4. This product contains vitamin C, B6, folic acid, vitamin B12 and calcium. The C4 pre-workout helps boost my energy levels and overall power performance when my body feels weak and unenergized. Cooling the body down after training and hard conditioning involves a series of low-intensity exercises completed straight after performance. This aims to help remove waste products and help return the body back to its pre-exercise state. In tumbling, a good cool down involves light jogging and intensive stretching to relieve the muscles after performance. Hydration and recovery is vital in replacing any fluid loss during performance. This often involves at least 2 to 3 litres of water over the next 24 hours. By rehydrating the body, recovery is sped up by enabling body's physiological process to function well, as dehydration can slow down processes.
Sports massage is very beneficial in the sports of gymnastics and tumbling, where the body is relieved of muscle tension and nerves are relaxed. Sports massage targets the most used areas during performance, such as the back and legs. It is specifically developed to help remove waste products and reduce tension in the muscle. Relaxation as a recovery strategy focuses on mental processes to calm an athlete's brain activity or to stimulate them in order to concentrate or focus on an upcoming performance. Relaxation after gymnastics performance or tumbling training assists an athlete to rejuvenate the whole body as well as to help decrease heart rate and respiration rates. Having downtime by yourself is the most effective way of relaxation without too many distractions to stimulate unrest.